welcome back to Real Life English. If you didn't already know, my name is Tanita and I like to give you videos that help you learn real everyday English. Every month I like to do a short video series that covers a specific topic. This month we're going to be having a look at common grammar errors. We're specifically going to be looking at words, and today we're going to cover the words less and fewer. Now these two words are a bit confusing because they are both opposites of more, but it's good to understand that they are not interchangeable. And of course, there are some exceptions, which we will have a look at today. Let's look at the word less. So first, it's important to note that less often gets used with uncountable nouns. These are nouns that we normally do not count in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Less means not as much. So we like to use this especially when we compare one thing to another, and that first thing being less than normal. I ate less food than I did yesterday. All right, so here I'm talking about the fact that today I didn't eat as much food as I had yesterday. Another example, people should eat less candy if they want to lose weight. So less here is telling us that if you want to lose weight, you have to eat not as much candy as you normally would. Right, you have to reduce the amount of candy you eat. You have to eat less, all right, because that's the only way you're going to lose weight, which we know isn't true. It's different for everyone, but you get the idea, I'm sure. And we'll look at one more example. I need to spend less money if I want to be wealthy. So here I'm saying that if I want to have a lot of wealth and have a lot of money or investments, I need to spend less than what I normally would. I've got to start taking some of my money and investing it or saving it. So just to refresh, remember we use less, which means not as much as you normally would, all right? And we use it specifically with uncountable nouns. Moving on to the word fewer. Fewer is used with countable nouns. These are things that we can count. Fewer means not as many. Okay, so a little bit different. Less means not as much, and fewer means not as many. Let's have a look at some examples. I like to travel in winter because there are fewer tourists at that time. Fewer is being used with tourists, all right, which is a countable noun. So here in this sentence, I'm telling you when I like to travel and why, and it's because there are fewer tourists at that time. Another example, there are fewer cars on the road today because it is a work day. So again, cars is a countable noun. We get car and cars, which means it's countable, so we must use the word fewer. And last example, I spent fewer hours practicing the piano this month because I was so busy. Again, hours are countable, so we must use the word fewer. To go over, fewer will always be used with countable nouns, all right, and it means not as many. But this is the beautiful thing about English. There are always exceptions to the rules. So let's have a look at some of the exceptions to when we use less and fewer. We can count money, time, and weight. However, here is the exception. We would use less and not fewer, even though they can be countable nouns. Let's look at an example of how we use it with time, this exception. I have been studying English for less than a year. So my time phrase is a year, and I'm saying that for less than a year, not fewer than a year, I have been studying English. So when we talk about time and we want to say not as much or not as many, we would use less in this case. Looking at an example with weight, my dog weighs less than me. Okay, so I'm really just saying that he is lighter than me. He is not as heavy as me. So we had a look at the two words that often get confused and get used incorrectly. We looked at less and fewer. To quickly recap, less is used with uncountable nouns, fewer is used with countable nouns. Less means not as much, and fewer means not as many. Remember, there are exceptions. When we talk about money, time, or weight, we often will use less and not fewer, even though they are countable nouns. I hope you found this little grammar fix useful for today, and remember to practice and give me some example sentences below, because I always encourage active learning and actively getting involved in these videos and practicing what you learn here today. If you find these videos valuable, please remember to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and click the bell notification so that you know when I release a new video. It was great to have you here today. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening wherever in the world you are, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.